Hey, welcome back. Okay, so we have a new virtual machine running, which means a new server. Let's go ahead and let's see if we can't get this virtual machine working. All right, we are going to try a World of Warcraft. So, why is this not working again? There we go. Just taking its time, I guess. All right, so what we're going to do is apparently be confused as to why this virtual machine just runs like crap. Let's go ahead and let's just close this. Let me just try running it directly from within here. See if that works any better. So, okay, so we have, get out of here. We have Azeroth Core. There's also Trinity Core and V Mangos, and there's others. This seems to be one of the more popular ones, so I figured let's try it. So I went through, fired up a machine, and I tried doing their initial installation or their recommended right here. I don't recommend it. It requires a lot of crap to be installed. We have requirements. Oops, let's go to Windows. Linux pretty much is similar, um, just Linux versions, obviously. Um, but you got Boost and MySQL and OpenSSL and CMake and Visual Studio, and they all have to work together. My issue was using Heidi SQL. I was able to connect to MySQL, so that worked just fine. Obviously, I had Windows 10. It's Windows 11. I think I had a newer version of CMake, and I had Boost 186, and this is the version of Studio I had. And I just, sorry about the squeak and the dog back here. And no matter what I did, I couldn't get it to work. So I reduced my version of Boost to 181. I managed to finally get it to go through CMake, but it kept failing in Visual Studio. No matter what I did, I could not figure it out. I even watched another guy's video on him doing this, and I installed everything again, did exactly like he did it, and I still got errors. So it's too finicky. Most people, I can assume, just want to get up and running. They don't want to sit here and fiddle around with stuff. You might be okay with it for a little bit. You might have a little bit of fun with it. Oh, what's this? And Google some answers, and you end up in a rabbit hole, and it just doesn't work. So we're going to go back to the installation guide, and we are going to do Docker. Only we're going to do Docker within Windows. So we're going to do Docker. All right. So we have our setup here. So we need Git, which I already installed. It's right here. All right. We also need Docker Desktop for Windows, which is right here. And we're also going to need Heidi SQL so you can edit and modify your database without using command line. Because let's face it, if you're using Windows, you don't want to use command line, right? I mean, I get the theory behind people still wanting to use command line. It's simpler to say type this command in and it works instead of saying click here, click that, look for this little icon, do that. But at the end of the day, command line just sucks. Too much to remember. You have to Google search everything, and then you have to copy and paste it, and it's just a nuisance. So anyway, I'd say let's get started. But I've already installed everything. Um, Everything should already be installed anyway. I know I have Git, and I already. The reason I did the legwork is because I made another video, and it just wasn't working. It took forever to install, and I had to go. So anyway, let's take a look here. So on this PC, on the root of the C drive, I have an Azeroth core folder right here. And what I did was I right click and I went to show more options. And then you want to get bash here. Now you can do terminal. Terminal will work just fine too. So now that we're opening up the bash here, which takes a minute on my system because it's a virtual machine, of course. So using the instructions here, you scroll on down, you would type this in. All right, so you would type that in right here, and what will happen is it'll create this folder with all this stuff in it. Once it does that, you're going to close that window, don't need it anymore. So then you're just going to right click in here and open in terminal. Everything needs to be run from within the Azeroth core WothLK folder. The Wrath of the Lich King is what that stands for. So I want to go ahead and minimize this a little bit here so we have a little bit of space. Move this over here so I can click back and forth between them. Okay, so let's go back. Okay, so now I've already done that and I have it. So that's all I've done. So let's go ahead and let's make sure Docker's running. I don't think I have to run it, but I'm going to run it just to make sure. And it does take a minute to load up. I don't think I finished the setup. I think I installed it but didn't finish the setup. I'm not sure. I don't think it's running already. No, just your base. Wait, no. Oh, Docker Desktop is running. Okay. Go to the dashboard so you can see what it looks like. There we go. All right, so we want to skip this. You do not want to sign in and create an account. I mean, you can if you want to, but there's no need to for this. So let's go ahead and skip it. And here we are. So what's going to end up happening is as we start building, it's going to start filling out these volumes in image areas. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to minimize that. We're going to type in Docker compose build, Docker compose up. You can combine them into one command here. It'll do everything. And then once it's done, it should automatically start. The world. Docker compose up dash D. You can rebuild and restart the world server. Oh, okay. We don't need to rebuild. Rebuild is if you do an update, you get a new one. So yeah, we're just going to run the Docker compose up dash D dash dash build. Now this is going to take a while, so I'm definitely going to be pausing the video, but it'll take about 15, 20 minutes, something like that. So you just type it in or copy and paste it like I did and give it some time and it will get started and start doing its thing. And yeah, it doesn't take much after that, or it shouldn't, hopefully. So yeah. So this is going to be Wrath of the Lich King. What I have is the original install disk for it. All I did was copy it onto the hard drive. Actually, not this hard drive. That's the virtual machine. Anyway, it's actually on my hard drive. And I'm not using the launcher. I'll just use the executable. But we're going to change the, what's it called? The realm list or something similar to that. You're going to change it from the web address to your local IP address. Yeah, I'm only going to set this up for LAN, not for internet access. That's something you can look into if you'd like, or I may do a video later demonstrating that. But I really just want to make this one kind of quick because I only have a short bit of time again, and by the time this is done, it's going to be pretty quick for me to have to go. That's the problem with doing videos at the last minute. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and pause the video, and oh, nope, get out of there. And you can see it's doing its thing, and after this, it's just going to do a bunch of stuff. I may check in occasionally and say, hey, it's still going. So let's see, what time is it? It says 11 a.m. on the clock down here. I don't know if you can see it on here, but it says 11 a.m., so I'm going to pause it, and I'll be back. All right, so it's been 5 minutes. You can see it's still doing its thing, just kind of checking in so you can just see what it should sort of look like at this point. Yep, like I said, it's going to take a while longer. I'm going to go ahead and pause the video. It now says 11:05, and I'll see you in a bit. All right, it is now 11:16, so it's been 16 minutes since I started, and you can see it's still doing its thing. Like I said, I'm going to go ahead and come back when it continues on some more, and it shouldn't be too much. Well, it'll be another 10, 15 minutes here, but it shouldn't be too much more to set up when we're done here. So I'll be right back. All right, it has now been 25 minutes since I started, and, and it's still going. It's doing all the stuff that failed, building and all that stuff, the stuff that failed when I tried doing it the other way. Once again, I'm going to go ahead and pause it and be right back. Hey, 35 minutes in, and it is doing stuff, as you can see. Let's take a look at our Docker, and you can see it's starting to fill out stuff in Docker. So we have a lot of stuff going on here. You know, we got the server, importing data, MySQL, no volume. We got the builds, you know. So we have things happening here. So that's always a good thing when we see stuff going on. Let's get over here back to images. Go ahead and minimize that. All right. Looks like it might be getting near the end. I can't really remember. Don't really know. Let's see here. But it has taken 35 minutes to get to this point. Oh, there we go. Now it's creating everything. We're going to allow it. Okay, cool. Looks like I turned this back on at the right time. And yes, that was sheer coincidence. Now, I tried this once before and the database failed. It just turned out I had another database already running, and that was the issue. Come on, come on. It's going to take a while for the database. Probably not as long, but it's going to take a little bit because I guess it has to populate the whole database. I mean, it does say database imported created or import created, but I guess it's actually importing it now. Not really sure because it has to start the container of the database in order to actually import the stuff into it. But I don't know. I'm just guessing or speculating at this point. So we'll just see what happens here. Let's see what we're going to do. All right. So we are going to continue. Well, I'm going to let it do its thing and not do anything until it's actually done. But we are going on to creating an account. And that's just going to be account create, user, and password. But we have to connect to it. So we are going to use this command here. No, I did not say search. Stupid Windows. See? Alright. Stop it. Copy. Alright. But we're going to end up opening a new window. Once this one's done and ready, we're just going to leave this one sit, and we're going to open another terminal. We are not going to mess with this one. Alright, it's already been, well, almost 2 minutes. It's at 116 seconds. And we hit the 2-minute mark. Oh, getting tired here. Now I work third shift, so I actually just got home about an hour and a half ago, something like that, and had to make this video. So while it may be 11:30 in the morning, it's bedtime for me. All right, I'm going to pause this again until this is done. Get out of the way. I'll be right back. All right, it is now done. It took 40 minutes, and I got a database error. Dependency failed to start. Container AC database is unhealthy. Okay, well, can I search that? Let's see what that says. Control C. We'll just do a search straight up. I should have Google searched it. I don't like Bing. I don't like Bing. Alright, well, let's just go ahead and... Well, it says we can rebuild. Let's do... Well... Let's just try that. See what happens. It shouldn't take as long this time. At least I'm hoping not. Figures I'd get an error, doesn't it? I don't think I need to run MySQL. I shouldn't, because it installed it. I didn't install it. It's all in the, it should be in the Docker, not installed on here. Maybe it is rebuilding it all. All right, well, I want to pause the video again. Sorry about this. It is 11:42. We'll see what happens. Well, it's still doing its thing. It's only been like 10 minutes or so, but it's at 292, and if I scroll up here, the database failed at 227, but the import only took 1.8 seconds, and the import's still going to town. Maybe that's why the database failed, because it didn't actually import the database. But this one is actually apparently doing something, because it definitely seems to be taking a while. Anyway, I'm going to pause it again, and I'll be right back. All right, we are back, and it is now, what time is it? Almost 7 p.m. I ended up just going to bed. So anyway, it is finished. All I did with that error is I just, ran the command for, build and run again, the same command we ran that first time. So the servers look like they are up and running. So like I said, our next step, we're not going to mess with this. We're going to leave it just like this. So we're going to come over here, and we are going to attach to the world server. So we're going to open up another terminal. Shrink that up a little bit there. And attach. Now there's our prompt. Yep, wrong thing. Come back in here. See, we'll do that in a minute. Account create user and password. All right. Account create, not so. And we'll just pick a string of numbers. All right. So we should have an account now. Then we are going to open Heidi SQL, and its root and password, which obviously you're going to want to change at some point. There's a process to changing it, which I haven't gotten into because, I don't have these public, so it doesn't matter to me. Since if you're running on the same server, you can go ahead and just keep it as the 127, etc. So you're going to go to new. Well, you can give it a name if you want. Wrath of the Lich King, whatever, and its root and password, apparently. Open. And there we have it. We are now inside our database for the server. You need to be careful inside here. You make a mistake, well, you can totally screw it up. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to get our network address here. We are 132. All right. So you want account authorization. And where is it at? All right, what's it looking for? Realm list. Wait, what was it under? Under AOF 4? I was like, why am I not seeing it? Okay. All right, it's right there. And you want to make sure you hit data. This is what you want to change. So I believe this would be the outside address and this would be the inside address, but I'm just going to change them both, and I already forgot what my address was again. Was it 132, I think I said? No harm in double checking. I don't want to do it again. Go back, not VPN. Yep, 132. All right. and now it changed it. So again, make sure you select data. You don't want to change these other ones, in the table or anything. You want to do it from data. That should do it. I don't think I need to restart it, but let's go ahead and let's try it. Let's go. So while that's doing that, we're going to come on down here. We're going to skip past the backup for the moment, and we're going to skip configuring. Oh, wait. Let's go back to the top here. Server setup. Final steps. Keeping it up to date. We're going to go to client setup. And it looks like it started again. All right. Don't use localhost. Okay. So you want to find the realm list WTF in the WoW data folder. So what we would do, we would come up here. Games. Wrath of the Lich King. So that's the WoW folder, the data folder. And it's actually in this ENGB folder. It's right here. Realm list WTF. So there's going to be an IP, a web address up here. Go ahead and change it to your internal, which in this case is going to be 3.2. We're going to save it. And that should do it. So you want to run wow.exe. I don't think there's anything we changed in the properties. Yeah, there was nothing we changed in the properties. Like a shortcut where we had like an EverQuest we had to patch me. I don't think there's anything we need to do. We should be able to just go to wow and use the character we created. And what I used. I forgot what I used already. I'm like so forgetful this morning. I used 1200. All right. Okay. Makes sense. Wow, Europe for support. I did create NASO, right? NOTSO at 1200. All right, where's the account? Well, we have IDSQL. I'm not sure where it's under for the account create. Probably under the A-Core authorization where I just closed it. You should have been able to log right in right there. The world's huge. This is not one. This is not the one I wanted. This is not what I wanted to choose. Of course, it could have lost the connection to the database because I restarted. Let's hit Task Manager here. Stop. Give me Heidi. There we go. End it. Now, the reason I don't edit my videos, obviously, and I know they're a little boring, is because these are things you'll run into, or you might run into. So we're going to reconnect. Oh, I didn't save the password. Oh, it was password. We don't have any realm characters, but it might have my name in here. No, it does not. Okay. Oh, accounts. I think that would be account. Nothing. Nothing. I thought I added an account, didn't I? I thought it would have taken it. Did I not do it right? Well, that's definitely... Yeah, now we got a problem. Oh, maybe it's not account create. I thought it was. Alright, let's go back. Stop. Go back. Yeah, account create, user and password. So why is it telling me account is not a thing? Alright, let's open up a new terminal. Huh. Okay, that's a new one because we did just use it, and it actually did something. It says it started the server database. Yeah. Well, that's a new one. Looks like I'm gonna have to stop this and create a whole new video. I don't know where to go with this one. How do I install modules, logs, permissions? How can I delete my database? Yeah, okay. Yeah, see, none of those have anything to do with why the account create isn't working. I mean, that should be it right there. I don't want to use this. It shouldn't matter, but that one's going to give me the same error. Oh, wow. I forgot. We need to attach. I need to attach. At least I think I needed to attach. There it is. Okay, so now it created it. All right. Is that what I forgot to do the first time was attached to it as well? But why did it say account create and all that stuff? You don't need to see my email. Stop it. What was I looking for? Oh, yeah. There we go. Yay. Create new character. I was like, where's the realm? But no, you're already in. Create a character. So we have all our characters here. For the horror.
For nearly 7,000 years,
there you have it.
the High Elves cultivated a shining, magical kingdom, hidden deep within the forests of northern Lordaeron. But 5 years ago, the undead scourge invaded Quel'Thalas and drove the elves to the brink of extinction. Led by the evil Death Knight Arthas, the scourge destroyed the mystical Sunwell, thereby severing the elves from the source of their arcane power. Though the scars of that conflict are evident, the remaining elves have banded together and retaken much of their homeland. Calling themselves Blood Elves, these grim survivors are committed to regaining the vast powers they once commanded. Inspired by the leadership of their beloved prince, Kael'thas Sunstrider, the Blood Elves now seek new sources of arcane magic and the means of defending their land against the undying horrors of the Scourge. As one of the few surviving Blood Elves, you must master your thirst for magic and help shape the destiny of your people.
As you can see, we are in. We've got all the text hints and whatnot. All the annoying pop-up stuff when you first play the game.
What business have you? Shorel Oran.
So, yeah, you see everything's working. I don't have time to kill him. I gotta go to work. But, yeah, that's all it takes. We're in the game. We had our little issues, but again, you know, they weren't too difficult. It does seem to be pretty quick and easy to get up and running like this. So anyway, hopefully this helps somebody at some point in time. Go ahead and exit the game. Exit now. So I'm guessing I could give myself realm characters. Somewhere I'd be able to give myself admin privileges and that, but I haven't quite looked into that. Account access, maybe. No, we're definitely not banned. Now we can change the message of the day when you log in. Welcome to Azeroth's core server. Anyway, there's a lot of things you can do. You can check out the webpage. Yeah, it'll help you out a lot. But this is the easier way. It may not seem like it, but it's definitely easier than trying to do the actual Windows build version. Just use the Docker. I don't know. It might go quicker using Linux. I don't know. I haven't tried it. We may do that in another video. But you saw a couple issues that I had. Hopefully you don't experience any, but if you do, they're the same ones I had, so you can actually fix them. And I will talk to y'all later on the next one.